Green all over the world has taken the center stage in the last 15 years. And I'm glad that India, through the Indian Green Building Council, has made its impact and has entered this space at the right time about 15 years back. Globally, if you see, today we emit about 30 billion tons of CO2 every year, of which India emits about 2 billion tons. And this CO2 once emitted cannot be retracted back. Therefore, all of us should be committed to the reality that we need to be efficient in whatever we do. And that is where the green buildings come into play actually. So green buildings is not something which is new to us. Historically, it has been there in our ethos. We have worshipped sun with a deep reverence. Sun has been there for the last 5 billion years. Earth has been there for the last 4 billion years. We see all these as a divine himself actually. Therefore, giving reverence or seeing all these natural resources with reverence comes naturally to us, and therefore green has become an integral part of our lives, and it has been very easy for us to latch on to these concepts, what we today call it as green. It can also be seen in some of our Vedic rituals also. For example, you worship water, you worship air, you worship energy, we worship the Mother Earth, you worship ether. So all these things in a way have been rediscovered in a different format in terms of what we call as the sites, the energy efficiency, the water, the materials, air quality, etc. Gone are the days when we as children used to play on the roads, not worried about the traffic or the air quality. We used to fetch water from the open wells. We used to run in the railway stations looking out for water. But today children are not, they don't have the luxury of playing on the roads, or the old people don't have the luxury of walking on the streets to do their morning walks. And therefore, there is a need now to have a relook on ourselves and see how we can improve the quality of life. And that is where the green buildings come into play. So IGBC has been on the center stage of green buildings in India for the last 15 years. And today we stand tall amongst various other countries with 4.5 billion square feet, which is a commendable feat for the country. And all of us as Indians, we should be proud of this. And perhaps IGBC is the only council in the world to have started its activities right from day one from a green building. IGBC is also one of the few councils in the world to have 19 different rating programs. Very early in the journey, we realized that each building type is a species by itself, and therefore they had to be handled in a way that you have to handle different typologies actually. Therefore, today we have got 19 green building rating programs, and all these rating programs are world class. So once you do this, it can be compared to, you can put it on any scale of, that is today available across the globe. It will be best in standards actually. And all these rating systems have evolved over a period of time thanks to the all the time, the effort, the expertise which has come from various stakeholders. They have been part of this wonderful journey, and all these ratings programs that have been launched by IGBC have everything Indian in origin and in the culture also. Now, for example, all the ratings systems, once you follow, you can be rest assured that the NBC is taken care of, the ECBC is taken care of, the MOEF guidelines are taken care of, and the local pollution control board rules are taken care of, the local municipal authority regulations are taken care of, and therefore all these regulations are in a way intrinsic to the rating system. So once somebody does an IGBC rating building, they can be rest assured that it has also taken care of, they have also taken care of many of these local bylaws actually and the local standards. And these rating systems are also evolving over a period of time. Every 3 years we revisit the rating programs, we elevate the standards, we elevate the benchmarks, we see how what are the changes that are happening across the globe, and revise it with the help of the stakeholders and experts, so that the rating program is continuously improved and improved for the better. The beauty of the IGBC rating systems are that it is simple in approach but profound in impact. For example, all the green buildings that have been rated by IGBC, you can see a clear about 8,000 to 12,000, or in some cases even 15,000 metric tons of CO2 release that has been abated because of the energy efficiency that comes in. Almost about 45,000 KL per year of water that is saved, and 400 to 450 metric tons of waste that has been deprived or just been avoided from being put into a landfill. Therefore, the tangible benefits of green buildings have been demonstrated. That is why the stakeholders have embraced this concept in a wholehearted way. For example, this was the biggest challenge for us when we launched this subject also. It doesn't end up in sermonizing. You have to show the tangible benefits. It's only then that people are convinced and they embrace it in totality. Therefore, you can see today buildings which have saved almost 30 to 40% in terms of energy, 20 to 30% in terms of water, and also in terms of waste. Because of the efforts that have been put in the last 15 years, I think there have been a lot of technological interventions also that have come up. For example, we never used to talk about chillers of 6 or 8 COP about 15 years back, but today you have these as a baseline actually. People never used to, it was very easy for people to gun down solar photovoltaics, but today solar photovoltaics have become the norm of the day. So also in terms of water treatment plants, in terms of efficient glass and glazing, which used to be imported earlier, but today because of the uptake through the green buildings, I think manufacturers here have started manufacturing them at a cost that is affordable in this country actually. For example, the cost of glass has come down from 500 rupees per square foot to almost about 350 rupees per square foot. Waterless urinals have come down from 22,000 rupees a piece to almost 6,000 rupees a piece. Solar photovoltaics have come from 3 lakhs per kilowatt to less than a lakh per kilowatt. So all this green building movement that was initiated by IGBC has also resulted in what we call as a market transformation, and therefore it has become that much easier for the stakeholders to really embrace this actually. I think very soon we will see a time when the cost of green buildings will be equal to or lesser than the normal conventional buildings, and that would be the tipping point for the green building movement in the country. And ultimately, all these things are being done so that it results in a better quality of life for all ages of people and for all strata of people also as well. Because a child should be able to play, it's only then that the cognitive abilities of the child will really grow. An aging person should be able to walk in the open air safely, and it's only then that he can really relish the whatever part of life is left out for him. And therefore, I think all these things are being done in a manner so that it's not only the buildings that are addressed, it is not only the energy efficiency or the water efficiency, but how do we give better quality of life to people and better environs so that people also will enjoy and celebrate life. Thank you.
We have been one of the founder members of Indian Green Building Council, and I personally have been associated with IGBC for the last 11 years. IGBC is doing a great job in spreading the green revolution across the country, and I'm very happy and very lucky to be associated with IGBC. Apart from the rating of the green buildings, 1.5 years back, IGBC have introduced a certification process for green products, which will enormously help the consultants, the architects, and the end users to select the right product for the green projects. Thank you very much.
India is urbanizing rapidly, and in this growth and development of urban centers, we are seeing India is progressing very fast in terms of growth of cities and in terms of population growth. It's estimated by 2030, Indian urban population will grow from 377 million to 590 million. It has been estimated that in order to take care of the requirement of shelter, work, leisure, etc., India will be needing 700 to 900 million square meter of built-up space every year. That is equivalent to the total built-up space of Chicago city. I think we have not been able to appreciate and understand the implication of building. Buildings are known to be consumers of energy. Buildings are known to be consumer of resources and also generator of waste. In fact, majority of carbon footprints and global warming can be attributed to the way the buildings are being constructed, planned, designed and maintained. Buildings are known to consume half of the total energy, out of which only 10% goes into the making of the building, rest 90% in the operation and maintenance of these buildings. So accordingly, we are looking at only designing the building, but we are not appreciating the role and importance of maintaining and their operation, which is consuming around 90% of the total energy. In order to make the world sustainable, in order to make the world, much more efficient in terms of energy, in terms of resources, in terms of water, in terms of reduction of waste, I think it is very, very important that buildings are designed as green and sustainable building. And there can't be a better option if we follow the pattern defined by IGBC in its various kind of rating. IGBC, since last 15 years of existence, has done a wonderful job in defining the agenda how to make the buildings green and sustainable. In fact, 18 kind of ratings which have already been put up, which cover the entire range of built-up space to be created and being created, I think that needs to be clearly understood, appreciated, disseminated, and must be made aware to the students, to the all the stakeholders, and to all the professionals to make green buildings as one of the basic principles on which they will be designing the building, they will be constructing the building. It's time, that green becomes way of life, and it is also worth mentioning that out of the 5 billion square feet of built-up space which have been, registered as a green building, IGBC has contributed 90% to the tune of 4.5 billion. IGBC, in its own way, has been contributing to promote the cause of green building and to make this world more livable and sustainable. In this process, this is not only that ratings are being defined, but the effort is being made to involve as many students, as many professionals as much possible so that they become brand ambassador for promoting green buildings. Green buildings are known to be very productive. They make a commercial sense for the reason they are cutting down on energy cost, they are cutting down on the water consumption and resources cost, and then they are generating minimum waste. And that's what it helps both environment, it helps both ecology as well as society, because government would be required to supply less water, the network cost will go down. Similarly, energy generation will not be to that extent, it will get reduced by half. So therefore, there will be less need of power plants to put in, and then the effort, once the efforts to succeed, that is to make the building not only energy efficient, but also to make it to be zero energy building, and then graduate as energy positive building. I think the need for energy based on the grey and the burning coal, etc., through thermal plants will be drastically reduced. It's a time that we all understand, we all appreciate. There is no option in this world. If at all we have to survive, if we have to make it sustainable, if we have to make sure our next generation enjoy all kind of opportunities which we are doing, there is need to make this world more sustainable. And then the best option will be the guidance given by IGBC to make this world sustainable will be the best option to learn, understand, and to make green buildings as a reality. I can only say a green building not only makes world sustainable, but also make people healthy. It overcomes the sick building syndrome, because building not only make healthy, they also make sick, So therefore, I think we have to plan for best of the indoor air quality, which green building offer the best option, A green building, a green hospital cures patient quickly. A green school makes education very good, A green office make people more productive. That green buildings have contributed not only reducing the absence of the employees, but also contributing increase in profit to the extent of 10%. And I would like to conclude that it is the duty of all professionals, all stakeholders to make sure all buildings which are designed, they are designed with nature, they are designed using natural forces, and I think IGBC lays the agenda that how you can promote a green building, and that's what I would wish. Let's join the march which IGBC has started, and let's join the agenda follow the agenda which IGBC has laid down. Thank you.
My involvement with the IGBC Indore chapter and IGBC started way back some 4 or 5 years back, and a great moment which actually motivated me to join Indian Green Building Council. And Indore chapter is doing very well now, and we are trying to integrate a lot of architects, technocrats, engineers, MVP consultants into the strong and main folds of IGBC. And I think sustainable development is future of India, and I'm quite sure with IGBC's active role in that, we will be able to achieve that targets and goals.
I think IGBC has come a long way since last 12 years, and what is most crucial and what is most important today is how the developers community is reacting towards IGBC measures. Even though there was certain amount of reservation and a wrong myth about the green building, such as it takes longer time, it is costlier. Now gradually most of the developers are coming to the understanding that green building is only way forward. It is not only makes a business sense, it also makes a status in the marketing ability. We have also done number of projects. I mean, as you know, all our projects are green compliant, and wherever we raised the bar in respect of gold rating, platinum rating. The realization eventually was much higher than the standard grade A building. So it proves, beyond doubt that a green building makes a better business sense.
Hi, I'm Vinod Maroli and I hail from one of the cleanest cities in Mysore. I also am the co-chair of the Indian Green Building Council Mysore chapter. I'm very pleased to be a member of the Indian Green Building Council and contribute towards greening India. It's my firm belief that green is not something new to this part of the world. In fact, in the Indian subcontinent, we always have revered environment and made environment a part of our daily life and progress. I believe if the world has to mitigate the impact of climate change, India will have a key role to play to guide the world away from the disaster which is impending and lead the world to a more sustainable future. Specifically speaking, I come from the gas domain, and IGBC has been instrumental in opening up my imagination on what's possible. Today, we are able to integrate gas into the sources of energy required by buildings, thereby reducing the electricity demand in building projects by as much as 40 to 50%, bringing down the operating costs in such buildings considerably. We believe that this will go a long way to help people reduce their bills for energy, water and wastage. I believe it will not be far away when green becomes a people's movement in this country, when people contribute towards turning India green, and the day is not very far away when India will be recognized to be a country with people following low carbon lifestyle. Have a very good day. Thank you very much.